Good morning. Namaste, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers and trainers, professors and professionals, listeners and learners, those who are listening from the field of science, religion, spirituality, arts, commerce, and engineering. The most honorable present Prime Minister, Saint Dr. Narendra Modi ji, presence of respected ministers and doctors, reverend fathers and mothers, affectionate sons and daughters. I, Dr. R.KS from USA, I heartily, cordially welcome your presence. You are providing your invaluable time, place and action of 100%, present sense of mind, and listening the truth of science and spirituality. Dear friends, we are reading today Buddhism, and we are learning the concept of God. Buddha never spoke of God. Buddha never spoke of God or of a supreme being as creator of the universe. He did not believe in the existence of the Hindu trinity of Brahma, Vishnu, Shiv gods. However, and interestingly, Buddha was himself later considered as a Hindu god, as an incarnation of Vishnu. The supreme Hindu god and at par with other incarnation of Vishnu, like the better known Ram of Ramayana and Krishna of Mahabharata, the two great epics of Hindu literature. This was in spite of the fact that Buddha gave no importance to the then prevailing Hindu scriptures. Buddha instructed his followers not to waste time on issues like origin of the world, existence of God, etc. Because any investigation into such issues would be purposeless and may only distract the mind from more relevant truths. It may be worthwhile to mention here that Buddha never thought of creating a new religion, but only about creating right convictions and about good conduct, because he strongly believed that issues such as body and soul are same or not, or word is eternal or not, should be best left only to scholars on metaphysical issues. He did not accept the Hindu phenomena of eternal soul, but believed in a flow of consciousness which gets transferred from one birth to the next, and it is this consciousness which is the basis of one's identity. Afterlife. Buddha belief in rebirth was akin to Hindu belief that good karma or deeds can lead to rebirth in higher echelons of living world, ultimately leading to moksha, means salvation. He rejected an earlier Hindu belief about worlds where souls of the dead stay on permanent basis instead of rebirth. Buddha also disputed the Brahmanical belief about perpetuity of soul, means until it merges with the Supreme Soul in the process of moksha, and propounded that humans are an amazing fusion of 5 impermanent constituents called skandha, means aggregates, namely physical form, feelings, perception, mental co-adjuncts or attitudes like greed and hate, and consciousness. These 5 constituents in unison make up to human being, and it is the flow of consciousness which gets transferred from one birth to the next on basis of one's identity. Scriptures. Buddha's fundamental principles are contained in sermons. Buddha's fundamental principles are contained in sermons, rules for the followers, and other philosophical discussions which were documented much after Buddha had passed away. This documentation in 3 volumes came to be known as Tipitaks, namely Vinaya Pitak, means the code of discipline for member of Buddha's order. Sut Pitak, a compilation of Buddha's sermons, and Abhidham Pitak, means dealing with philosophical issues. While the above mentioned texts were the first text adopted by the monastic order called Hinayan, a later Buddhist movement called Mahayana evolved its own text, namely Vaipulya Sutra, expanded form of Buddha's sermons. Lalita Vistar means an ornate description of Buddha's life. Sadharma Pundarika Sutra, containing dialogues. Vajra Chedika, discussing metaphysical issues. Sukhvatvi U, describing Buddha's heaven. Karandavayu, adorning Buddha in the manifestation of Avaloki Teshwar, and Astash Shah Hasri Kapraz Napri Mita, means describing metaphysical perfection of Buddha. It may be worth adding here that the language used in all the Buddhist texts was Pali, the then prevailing language of the region of Buddha's initial activities, and not in Sanskrit language, which had become exclusive for use by Brahmins. Worship. Buddha was against worship, although his idols and images form an essential part of every Buddhist monastery or temple today, a practice which started only about 7 centuries after Buddha had passed away. Initially, the cult of sacred sports like groves of trees or stupas had been the basic of rituals, as against the then prevailing rituals of sacrifice in Brahmanism. Growth and sects. After Buddha's Mahaparinirvan, 500 of his staunch followers met with an idea to compile the teachings of their master. Since no texts were overwritten during Buddha's lifetime, differing versions of his teachings were put forward, which showed differences among the followers, a reason for subsequent formation of several sects.